everywhere there's internet. You can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter. Download our apps on your Android and iOS store.
So here we are again to have a conversation, politics and current affairs that this segment is about. And yes, we talk about it because it is our right to talk about it. It is our constitutional right to do so. And we must talk. We must. Whatever is going on with you, well, you might as well want to die in silence. And at that time, you would not have anybody to blame. Silence, because we will not maintain the culture of silence. No, maintain the culture of silence. No, we will not. We will decide, or we have decided, that we will speak and speak truth to power in the most civil and political fallout. My name is Udwak Daniel. Now, we'll be having our guest, who's in the person of Comrade Saliu Mahmood Dantata. He's a security expert, and it's going to be adding his voice in the discourse this morning, claiming that he listened to the National Security Advisors, that's NSA's phone conversation, because the Nigerian Communications Act 2003, 146 and Cybercrimes Act 2015 is making interception of and imprisonment. So security analysts and lawyers describe the action. Now there has been some political reactions to as well in the light of this. There's quite a number of political stakeholders and stalwarts have also added their voice. The Northern Youth Frontiers, several civil society organizations, presidential aides, they've called for Rufai's arrest, and that a thorough probe labeling the behavior unlawful and a threat to national security, a probe should be brought against him with the full hammer of the law. I mean, in short, based on the cited statutes and the consensus of legal and security experts, El Rufai's action of listening to the NSA's call without a court order is wrong. Potentially subject to criminal is wrong. Potentially subject to criminal liability. But I'm just telling you from the place of the law, right? But Nigerians, are we even safe from privacy breaches, especially with revelations like alleged phone tapping of the National Security Advisor NSA by former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai? I mean, privacy protection for Nigerians is very weak. Now, I'm going to call it out the way it is. And it does listen to at various points, often without our knowledge or even our consent. Yeah, because the Nigerian Constitution guarantees the right to privacy in Section 37, but this right is not absolute. So cybercrimes prohibition, prevention, and so on, the Act 2015 and other laws like the National Security Agencies Act permits lawful interception of communications under certain conditions, especially typically requiring a court order or ministerial approval. So however, enforcement and oversight mechanisms are really weak and is allowing for potential abuses because people are beginning to abuse it. Look at the case of El Rufai now. I mean, he said it on national television. He said, oh, they think they are the only ones that can listen to people's calls. Well, I also listen to their calls. So in practice, calls can be listened to by security agencies with a court order. But there are evidences of unauthorized interceptions, and as alleged in El Rufai's case, private individuals or group with access to technology now, with access to networks that can also potentially tap calls, though this is illegal. The lack of a dedicated, independent oversight body for interceptions is also exacerbating the problem, and it's really making it hard to hold perpetrators accountable. But let's dive into it. Because our guest, who's in the person of Comrade Salihu Mahmood Dantata, will be putting his voice in this discourse, as I mentioned earlier. And he will also let us in to some of his thoughts in view of the discourse this morning. Just to also let you in on the fact that you can listen to us anywhere and everywhere else in the world via the website www.eaglesfm.com, right? www.eaglesfm.com. You can listen via the website, get on there, and for an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day, it will be on YouTube at Eagles TV Live. Eagles TV Live on YouTube is a new YouTube channel. Get on there and see for yourself the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Get onto the Facebook page wall too as well. Give us a like, give us a following at Eagles FM Abuja, and join the conversation. So this conversation has taken over Nigeria's news feed. Is already starting and startling. It's about the startling claim by former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir Ahmad El Rufai that he and his team, they listened to a telephone conversation belonging to the current National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. El Rufai, in fact, admitted during a live interview on national television. Now, that was on Friday. In fact, he said, and I quote, he, that's talking about Ribadu now, made the call because we listened to their call. Someone tapped his phone and told us that he gave the order. He went on to justify the act by saying that government thinks they are the only ones that can listen to calls. But we also have our ways. Oh, we have our ways. I mean, this confession is sparking a firestorm right now from presidential aides, from human rights lawyers, and political commentators. All of them are demanding an investigation and possible persecution for illegal wiretapping. Tapping, I beg your pardon. So, to understand why this matters, let me give you a small analogy. Imagine a neighbor who secretly records your private conversation with a friend and then plays it back to you in public. So that's a breach of trust, isn't it? I mean, it's exactly what many Nigerians feel has happened to a top security official and by extension to the nation's security architecture. But it won't just be in my voice. Well, Mr. Salihu Mahmood Dantata, good morning and welcome to the Prog Show this morning.
Good morning, vibrant ambassador.
Right.
On the mic, Udrak. Nice to join you this morning.
Feels good to have you. I mean, you're a security expert. You've done this for, if not 2 or 3 decades now. You've been in the mainstream. You've seen 99, I can say. What is 100? And now we are having a revelation, amongst other revelations, that El Rufai, the former Kaduna State Governor, has been putting out in just a space of coming back from Cairo, Egypt. I mean, there's been so much coming out, so much heat and words coming from El Rufai. And if you also keep in mind that he had mentioned, I think while he was out there in Cairo, he had said, look, the way the government is going, I might be arrested soon. And indeed, as soon as he touched down Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport right here in ABJ, he said the DSS came, not the EFCC, that they came and they tried to take him away, but then he resisted and they seized his international passports. But that didn't stop him, because we still had conversations where he granted interview on national television right there, talking about phone tapping. Well, Comrade Salihu, what do you make of all of this? Are Nigerians even safe? I mean, is it okay? Is it right, to phone tap anybody, so to speak?
Thank you very much, Udrak. In the first place, our human rights are not respected in totality. And that is why from world, local government, state and federal, it's only God that is protecting the less privileged people, the people without powers and also other things. The issue about Nasiru El-Rufai and Ribadu is an issue of friends who are falling apart.
Oh.
And it's the power game that caused it. That is one thing I want to draw the attention of Nigerians to.
Okay.
Ikatu, they used to be jolly good friends. But from the time the Senate refused to let Rufai get the screening and become minister, problem started. If Nasir Rufai had passed the screening process, all these things we are hearing wouldn't have happened. Be it as it may, it doesn't also warrant him to be tormented by the Office of National Security Advisor. Every Nigerian has his or her rights. The particular attempted arrest of Rufai when he returned from Cairo is against International Human Rights Charter, is against his fundamental human rights. Then let's even assume he was not GGBP or city minister or two-term governor. Even the least person on the street, the security agencies are supposed to protect them, not to intimidate them. It just brings me to issue of Shia under Baruti local government area of Kwara State, where I think they had a selection of the chiefs that did not go down well with some people. And yesterday, I decided to make a video. Can you imagine, even a boy who I believe is 365 days, doesn't know more than state capital and that community, wanted to divert my attention to believing certain things, which I gave it to him. I said on human rights, we cannot compromise. We don't do it for money, that it is policy of use and let it, because human rights of people matter. Because when somebody said, Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, make your commissioner for local government and chief policy matter look into that matter, it's not excitement. It's like an appeal. And the community said Commissioner of Police was good. The OCDSS of Baruti local government Kwara State was good, as well as the chairman of the Baruti local government area said they should do. In fact, even made some of the people incarcerated that time by the police to be released. So the issue I'm saying, all from world local government, that is how the abuse of human rights is. So this you see the office of NSA doing the same way the local people that have their own power, maybe from state level and others are doing. I just gave you an example of that of Shia community under Baruti local government. The same thing you find in Ikot. The same thing you find in Ikot Abasi, Ikot Epene in Anambra State. You find in Ngise. You find in Oguta and Ime State. You find in Kwara State. You find in Zulu and Zampara, where people's rights are being infringed upon. It wasn't be only when it affects a former governor or minister. What the security agencies did was wrong, and the feud between NSA and Rufai is a feud of old the abracadabra and imbroglio, old friends that are falling apart. So I don't think we should take them serious. When the going was good, who gained? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So I think it's a system.
Okay.
That happens every now and then.
All right, let me put a peg to your thoughts. I mean, you said that, okay, it's as a result of fallout. Be that as it may, Nigerians are really concerned when such bold statements can be made to an official who is holding one of the revered positions in Nigeria, especially when it comes to matters that border on insecurity. Now, you should as well keep in mind that historically, we have had Nigeria Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, and so on Act 2015 making unauthorized interception of communications, as a criminal offense, punishable by up to 14 years imprisonment. I mean, we've had a similar provision existing in the criminal code and the evidence code. I mean, Rufai is a two-term governor of Kaduna State, 2015 to 2023, and a prominent member of the All Progressives Congress APC. And he became so vocal as a critic of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and has hinted at a 2027 presidential ambition. If you also recall, recently he had come out to saying, talking to Mr. President, said, myself and Mr. President, we're not friends. I only supported him based on political lines. Right? We belong to the same political party, but we are not friends. I don't even know him. Like, I'm not close to him. He said something. He said that, right? But now, his claim is coming at a time when relations between the former governor and the current administration are already tense. So Nigerians are increasingly concerned about privacy and state surveillance that goes past the El Rufai and Ribadu. It goes past El Rufai and Ribadu to El Rufai and NSA. That's an office. It's not a friendship conversation now. It's an office. It's an individual who is saying that he listens to the NSA's conversation, not my friend's Ribadu's conversation. And the Nigerians are saying, where do we even fall? Are we even protected? I mean, past scandals are there, such as the 2013 Dasuki Gate phone tapping allegations and the 2020 Nan-Sahara data leak case. I mean, they've heightened public sensitivity to any suggestion that officials are spying on each other. So, what are the potential national security implications if senior government officials can be wiretapped by private actors in this country? And you think it's something we should sweep under the carpet or the rug and say, okay, you know what, it's just the political stuff? Because if it was between you and I, comrades, sir, this conversation would have gotten to court. It won't stop here.
Well, Udwat, I don't think it is peculiar to Nigeria. No, don't forget, under the Trump administration, there was communication as regards the drafting of Marines to certain Arabia or Asian country where there was a leakage between the defense. Money says everything in the country. Therefore, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone if an Rufai that is not in government can listen to telephone conversation of National Security Advisor of Federal Republic of Nigeria. It happened in America. At the end of the day, Trump had to sack that particular official, isn't it?
So yeah,
so I don't think
to get Nigerians back on track to saying, okay, this was said, and this is what the punitive measure to gain the trust of Nigerians, to gain the goodwill of the people in view of this conversation.
If there is corruption in the system, you can never avert it, Udwak. In a situation where people at your communication centers, you pay them poorly, they don't live well, and maybe somebody is promising them millions where they can buy car builders, what do you expect, Udwak? So if you want to take them away, avert it, curb it, you have to fight corruption. Improve welfare of people that work in certain areas, particularly sensitive areas. Outside that, you can't do anything to that because corruption is already there and it's already in the system.
All right. Well,
welfare is there.
Yeah.
So that is it.
Okay, let's put it back to your thoughts. Open the phone lines. Get to hear from the Eagles now. What they think about this. Is this something that we can just call two friends who had a fallout? Or is this something that we can indeed hinge to one private actor who is indeed getting to listen to matters that concern a National Security Advisor's office? Because what is the implication for us as Nigerians? You want to join the discourse already. You want to ask your questions. You want to lay out your concerns. Right now is the time. 0907 353 0044 is that number that you can call. The other number is 0908 766 8888. Now, basically, just stick to the first number, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, UD.
Good morning to you. Is this Turkenby?
The voice of the one crying in the wilderness.
Welcome aboard, Turkenby.
Hundu Turkenby from local government, Nasarawa State.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to quickly say that it's obvious that Rufai has a lot of intel.
Mm-hmm.
And having worked in government for 16 years or so, is a man who seems to know in and out of how government and its officials they operate. And there is an angle I also want to talk about.
Right.
Period before Rufai met his return back from Egypt into Nigeria, and at the airport, Rufai has written using his headline to the National Security Advisor's office, trying to find out in good faith why the National Security Advisor and his office imported a dangerous substance which is called poisoner of the poisoners. A substance that quietly kill within 8 weeks.
Odorless. I get it.
Yes, yes, an odorless substance that no one can detect. And Rufai wrote this letter seeking clarification as a position figure. So a lot of things has been going on between Rufai and Ribadu. And he tried to find out, what are you bringing that substance into Nigeria, a dangerous substance that cannot be easily sold to anybody. What do you want to do with it? So I think it is something that Ribadu how to tell Nigerians, why are you bringing such a dangerous substance into Nigeria? What do you want to do with it exactly? Okay. So I think Rufai must have had his own issues, but at this time around, let us focus on the main issues. And I also want to believe that the government will pass through the right channel, through the right aggregate. If Rufai have committed any offense, the government should pass through the right channel to deal with him, and not just the bad blood that is existing between him and Ribadu. Thank you.
Right, and not just the bad blood. Don't dwell on that. Let us handle this professionally. Government, wake up to your call now. That's what he's saying. But I take yet another call. Hello. Good morning to you. Yes?
You did good morning.
Good morning to you, please. Your name, where you're calling from?
Good morning to your guest. This is Abubakar for Suleja.
Okay, Abubakar, talk to us.
You see, if Rufai would have given an opportunity to be a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, can you share this drama today? So it's a political fallout. I give kudos to your security analysis to your state. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. All right, it's a fallout. It's just a political fallout. But we'll take one more message right here, and then we will get back with some other concerns. This one is coming from Samuel all the way from Kuje. Standing on existing protocols, he says, please, El Rufai and Nur Ribadu should stop diverting our attention from the reality on the ground, which is the nonchalant attitude of the northern elites who are bent on causing mayhem in the country. Rufai and Ribadu are birds of feather. People are being kidnapped, killed, and properties are being destroyed, and they are talking of phone calls, interception, and arrest. Two of them should come out and tell Nigerians what they are up to and stop the game that they are playing. Nigerians are not fools. Please, he says. Nigerians are not fools, he says. Well, you heard it now, Mr. Saliu. Quite a number of Nigerians, having alternating thoughts in this regard and all of that. What is your response to it, though?
Hello?
Yeah, what are your responses to some of these inputs?
Well, what they are saying is in the right direction. You get my point.
Yeah.
Once you have system failure, corruption, and poor welfare, this is what you get. Anything can be sold. Even though I told you it happened in America, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But when it happened in America, what happened? They sacked certain people. In this case, investigations have to be made. Who made the leakage of the phone conversation of a national security advisor? Because once this kind of things happen, it's a threat to our national security. Mm-hmm. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
Hello,
yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
It is a threat to our national security for there to be leakage of telephone conversation of top government functionaries, particularly in the security circle. It doesn't speak well for our country. It doesn't speak well for our image. It is inimical to our security and intelligence and also other things, especially Office of National Security Advisor that have representations from different, security offices in the country. So it is rather, and I will say, let me use American this time, rather unfortunate.
Quite unfortunate, right? Well, we're still taking your calls and reactions, but first, we need to head out for a timeout. We will come back with a time in, and we will get to look into some other countries that are probably consolidated on their laws and made sure that it is not porous and that it defends the people, it defends privacy, and also